Hi guys, welcome back to MotorBeam. So in the previous video, I drove the strong hybrid version of the Grand Vitara. Today I have the K15 variant with me, and in this video I'll be driving the manual and the automatic version of the K15 powered Grand Vitara and tell you more about it. So I'm driving the manual variant of the K15 Grand Vitara first, and this engine is quite familiar. We have seen it on the XL6, the Ertiga and even the new Brezza very recently. So yes, this is the same K15C engine making 103 horsepower and 136 Newton meters of torque. You get either a 5-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. I'll drive the automatic after a bit, but this is the manual which I'm driving, and performance also seems very familiar because yes, we have driven this engine on a number of occasions. Refinement levels with this engine are top notch. It is silent, it is vibration free. Drivability levels are decent. It is not very punchy, it is not very sporty or enthusiastic, but it does the job well. Low end response is very nice with this engine, and in the city the Grand Vitara feels effortless to drive. Yes, it is big in size compared to other Maruti cars, but outward visibility is extremely good. The ride quality is pliant on a bad roads. The seats are big and comfortable. They are very soft, and overall drivability in the city is decent. When you move out on the highways, this is where you feel that this engine could have done with some more punch or with some more grunt, because the mid-range from 2000 rpm to around 4000 rpm, it feels very flat, and the car actually feels quite lazy in that rpm spectrum, which is why gaining speeds takes time, and overtaking other bigger vehicles on the highways also takes its sweet own time. So what you have to do is that you will have to plan your overtaking maneuvers that way, and you will have to probably downshift a gear or two if you want to make some quick overtakes. Right now I'm driving this car on this hill section, and in 4th gear it does feel quite lazy. I've upshifted to 3rd. Again, it is not very responsive, but it is going nicely, and yes, you need to rev the engine a fair bit to get the car moving a bit quickly. Apart from that, the Grand Vitara is actually quite nice to drive. Only thing is that this engine, the K15 engine, needs some more punch, especially in the mid-range, and this is something that makes its presence felt when you want to drive this car spiritedly or aggressively. Apart from that, the clutch is extremely light, the gear shifts are smooth, just like any other Maruti. The steering, this is okay. This is very light. This makes the Grand Vitara very easy to maneuver, but again, it could have done with some more feedback or some more communication with the driver, and I guess that's about it. The Grand Vitara isn't a very sporty handler, it is a neutral handler, and it does the job well. So that's it with the manual, and now I'll be driving the automatic version. Of course, I forgot to tell you that the Grand Vitara K15 gets a mild hybrid system, unlike the other engine which gets a strong hybrid system. But yes, this is also decently fuel efficient. So with this manual, you can expect around 14 kilometers or 13 kilometers in the city and around 15 out on the highway, and under a mixed driving cycle you'll probably get somewhere between 13.5 to 14.5. Time to drive the automatic now. So now I'm driving the automatic powered Grand Vitara, and the powertrain is actually quite familiar because we have experienced this a lot of times, and the latest was the all-new Brezza, which we drove just a couple of months back. Earlier, Maruti used to offer a 4-speed torque converter, but now we have a 6-speed. With this gearbox, you also get paddle shifters, which are not offered on the strong hybrid version of the Grand Vitara, and of course the mild hybrid also gets this start-stop feature, which is again not offered on the strong hybrid. So efficiency is actually quite decent even on this, but of course it is on another level with the strong hybrid. So now coming to the performance of the automatic, again it is decent just like the manual, and I think again the engine does not have a lot of liveliness to offer, but it does the job really well. It is smooth. The automatic is also smooth, but it takes its sweet own time to shift cogs. It is not lightning fast, and again for people who want relaxed driving or day-to-day commuting, this will suit their requirements the best. If you are looking for spirited driving, I'd say look elsewhere. So for normal commuting, for day-to-day highway and city trips, this shouldn't really be an issue. But the thing is that of course this powertrain is a bit underpowered. The mid-range could have been much better, and so this issue is felt when you take this car on uphills, because it does struggle a fair bit when it is loaded with 4 or 5 passengers. In fact, you really need to rev the car a fair bit to get it moving, and then it becomes a bit noisy also at higher RPMs. So that is there, but Apart from that, if you just want to do normal driving, this engine won't disappoint you. The gearbox does not get in S mode, you just get a manual Tiptronic mode and paddle shifters. So you can use the manual mode when you think that the car is struggling a bit on the ghats, and if you want to make some quick overtakes, you can make use of the manual mode. When you're driving in D mode and when you just press the throttle fully, the car does take a couple of seconds to register that throttle input and then it downshifts. So yeah, the speed of the automatic gearbox is okay, not that great. Now compared to the strong hybrid, well, that one has more punch, more efficiency, more features. The K15 variants do miss out on some important features which are not offered with this powertrain. For some reason, you don't get ventilated seats, you don't get an HUD, you get an analog instrument cluster, no wireless charging. So all these features, they are not offered with the K15 variants of the Grand Vitara. Even in terms of handling and ride quality, I think the dynamics are sorted. As a family car, the ride quality is actually quite comfortable. The car can go over really bad patches of terrain easily. The steering, not too communicative, not too feedback rich, but again, it lends to the ease of driving this car. So yes, don't expect a lot of enthusiasm from this car, but it will, you know, drive in a very neutral manner, so it won't disappoint you that way. So we are now driving the AllGrip version of the Grand Vitara, and yeah, it is time to tackle some obstacles on this track. I have Raghav from Cougar Motorsport with me, and he'll be guiding me. So the AllGrip version is offered only with the K15C engine, making 103 horsepower, 136 Newton meters, and this gets a 5-speed manual, no automatic with the all-wheel drive. And yes, there are some different driving modes also. You get an auto mode, you get a snow mode, you get a sport mode, and you get a lock mode if you want to drive the car with a 4-wheel drive layout completely. So this is the first obstacle. I'm switching on the 360 view camera to get a better view of what's ahead.
Go ahead, very slow. Left only. Car is aligned perfect.
Okay.
Just stop here. So here I'll make you experience, we'll be going on a steep ascent. I'll make you experience the lock mode, 4-wheel drive mode. Basically, it equally divides the torque in all the 4 wheels, because I don't want to put too much pressure on the auto mode. That's why we are switching it to lock mode.
Okay.
First we put in snow mode and then the lock mode.
Okay.
You can go with the momentum. Give throttle, continuous throttle. And
this was easy.
yeah.
So first obstacle done, and now
we'll be aligning for the second obstacle. It's again a ascent and a descent. That there I'll be showing you the technology called the hill hold assist. So basically somewhere in the middle we'll stop and the car will hold for 3 seconds.
Okay.
And after that, while going down, I'll be making you experience the hill descent control technology. We need to switch it on from there, the hill descent control.
Okay.
You can see the hill descent control is activated. Basically, hill descent control brakes on the individual wheels. It doesn't lock all the 4 wheels.
Yeah.
We can start. Brake here. Release the brakes. 1, 2, and 3. This is a hill hold assist technology.
Yes. Now we'll go with a bit more throttle and yes, tackle it. So the car is in lock mode, or should I? Yes, it is in lock mode. Okay.
Switch on the 360 view.
360 view is on, hill descent control is on.
You can see we are almost at 20 feet right now. You can see the car at the top. And we'll be going down. Once we see the ground very clearly, I'll tell you to keep your foot on the floor and trust the technology, hill descent technology. We can go a little ahead. Okay, we can see the ground now. Keep your foot on the floor.
Both the legs?
No. The clutch, let it be pressed.
Okay. Okay, so that's the hill descent control in action. Nice, it works well.
10 km/h.
Okay.
Now we'll be aligning our car for the articulation fits.
Okay.
In auto mode also, whenever we are going on a little bit of different terrain or a rough terrain or a slippery terrain, it transfers. It basically goes in from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive also. In auto mode also this happens.
Yeah.
We can switch off the hill descent control. Here as slow as possible. We can start off. traction control system is kicking in. Electronic traction control system light flashes it.
Yes.
Basically what it does, you know, I cannot explain. Taking a 90 right.
Okay.
Just hold on, I'll tell you about the traction control system. Whenever one wheel started spinning in the air, what traction control system does, it brakes that wheel and give the drive to the other three wheels which has a grip. This is how the traction control system works. Basically we will be doing a tip over, that rear left wheel will come in the air and we'll be going in a lock mode with a hill descent control on.
Okay.
I'm changing it to again to a lock mode and you need to activate the hill descent control.
Activated.
We'll be going, just go little ahead, just go little ahead, start cutting towards the right, complete right, full right, very good, you can feel that.
Oh yes, I can feel the wheel in the air.
Keep your foot on the floor, just as the technology, hill descent control.
Oh, okay, nice.
Just stop here, Here what we'll be doing, I'll be making you experience 3 modes. Just give throttle now. Good, very good. Give throttle, plug in the throttle. Give throttle. Give throttle, good. That's amazing. You can change the mode. I'm putting in sports and you'll feel the difference.
Feels a bit more responsive now.
Lock mode, it's in complete 4-wheel drive now.
Okay.
Go at the top from there.
So how does the K15 fare, and should you buy this or the strong hybrid? Where the strong hybrid has more power, it has more efficiency and it has some more features on the inside as well, but the pricing will also be a bit more compared to the K15, which will be a bit more affordable. Now the K15 engine is fine for normal commuting, day-to-day driving, and the feature list is decent on this car as well. So if you're okay to compromise on some power, some features and extremely high fuel economy isn't on your criteria list, you can get the K15. This has decent performance and the fuel economy on this engine isn't bad either. This has both automatic and manual versions, so you can buy whatever suits your requirements the best, and with the manual you also get the option of an all-wheel drive version. So if you think you're going to use those capabilities, you can buy that variant. Otherwise the two-wheel drive version is just fine. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions on any variant of the Grand Vitara, let me know in the comment section below.